Hello and welcome! As early as 2016, the member states of the European Union regulated electronic ID capabilities for their citizens in the digital marketplace. This provided a standardized basis to help companies and institutions as well as users add security and traceability to any digital process. This so-called EIDS regulation brought about a multitude of national providers of compliant EIDs, all of which meet the same secure standard. Today, these EIDs can be used for authentication when communicating with authorities, banks, institutions in the health sector, and so on. However, usage varies widely in the north-south gradient. While in Sweden in 2020, more than 95% of its citizens use their EIDS-compliant bank ID, there are far less opportunities for German citizens to use their new national electronic ID. However, it is gaining quick momentum and will become the de facto standard. We at Cryptshare firmly believe that digital communication is extremely valuable. An essential part of this is the hard identification and authentication of the participants involved. Meanwhile, the problem of secure email is being addressed by many different vendors. There are many proprietary systems, each with its own interpretation of key or password exchange. This, however, is being met with more and more pushback from end users who have to adapt from one system to the next. This adds a multitude of risks. Cryptshare has therefore decided to integrate this generally available EIDS EU standard. This provides all users the benefit of using their national EID for authentication purposes within a secure exchange of information via platform-independent email. In the following animation, we'll show you our easy-to-use design using the example of the Swedish bank ID as a placeholder for any and all EIDs. The recipient of a Cryptshare transfer gets a Cryptshare download notification via email. They open it and click on the download button. Their web browser opens with the Cryptshare web app, and the recipient is requested to identify themselves with a QR code. The recipient opens the Bank ID app on their smartphone and scans the provided QR code. This code pre-qualifies them as the legitimate recipient. They subsequently enter their Bank ID security code and can then download the data provided in the Cryptshare web app from the server. This works without having any contact to the sender, say to exchange a password. The sender is automatically informed that their transfer has been delivered to the recipient via email once said data has been downloaded.